Hey guys, I stumbled upon something extremely busted and I wanna share it with you. It is a combination between two characters and two items. This is the strongest setup I have seen in this game so far. If you know like equally strong combinations of things or some things that could come close to this, please share them in the comment section down below. I would be really curious. So let me show you what items I'm talking about first. You go to Chaos Manifestation to the City of Mist. And here you can stumble upon a mythic item, which is called Revelations of Futility. And you can see like every single star, right, is the same effect. It just increases the flat out health that it gives you. And what this item does is that whenever you would use an attack card, you would gain a 20% fixed shield. This is limited to 10 times per turn. Okay, let me show you another item that synergizes with this beautifully. This is an item that you can buy in the shop while you are on a Chaos Manifestation run. And this item is called Lush Seaweed Armor. And what it does is, whenever you would gain a shield, you would gain a 30% fixed shield on top of that. So you would need to cast, or you need to use attack type cards to gain a 20% fixed shield, and in combination with this item and the Lush Seaweed Armor, we would talk about a 50% fixed shield. Okay, now if you pair this together with the correct characters and epiphanies, you can gain, or you will gain, at the very least, depending on your stats, of course, a little bit, because the shield gain is based on percentages. That's why it depends a little bit on your stats. But no matter how bad or good your stats might be, you will at least obtain 300 armor pretty much every single turn. And the 300 armor, keep in mind, is the very least. You can gain up to a little bit above 500 armor per turn with this kind of combination. Okay, now we have seen the items, and now let me show you what kind of characters you're gonna use for this. The main character here, the star of the show, is Tressa, because Tressa has the ability that she can create shadow daggers. For just 1 AP, you create 3 shadow daggers. Those are attack type cards that cost you 0 AP. So with this one skill alone, you would already trigger the 50% shield 3 times. That would equal to 150% shield just from this one basic ability alone. She has of course more, like this vital attack here. That would attack 3 times, but with the correct epiphany you would attack 4 times, because you can see here this damage would be applied twice, and this card would trigger 1 more time if the enemy has at least 3 agony on it, which it will always have. So those are 4 additional attacks. Combine these 2 things and you trigger the shield with Tressa alone 7 times in 1 turn, right? That would already make you invincible, just like that. But there is a little bit more consistency to this here, because Shadow Reload exists, and you can turn this one into an upgrade with the ability to have it always in your starting hand, 100% guaranteed. And now, whenever you would be healed by a skill card, you would create one of those shadow daggers. Remember that each of these shadow daggers triggers the shield, and you can heal yourself with skill cards for 0 AP by using Mika. This one here, Source of Water, heals you for 0 AP, even gives you +1 AP. You can see this run right here, Blessing of Waves. You can turn this into a 0 AP skill that heals you, right? And even her tactical analysis can be turned into a flat-out heal. Another skill for 0 AP that would heal you and would create a shadow dagger for you. You can see already how out of control this shield generation and these busting out of attack cards is, right? But it gets better, because if you use the 2 items that I showed you for Tressa also on Hugo, then you will perform follow-up attacks every single time when you use a targeting attack card, which Tressa spams out like no one else. And every time you perform one of those follow-up attacks with Hugo, that counts as you using an attack card with Hugo. That means he also triggers the shields. And that is the combination of things and how to get like 3 to over 500 shields consistently per turn. Even if you would not, even if the RNG would screw you a little bit over, right? And you wouldn't hit the 300 shield, you would gain like 200, 250, and this is consistently every single turn. That is one of the most broken combinations of things I have seen in this game so far. Again, if you know something similar to that, something that might come close to that, please tell me about it in the comment section down below. I'm eager to find out. And of course, you can copy cards, right? You can, like, for Shadow Reload here, you find this Epiphany. Okay, that is not a good example, because you will have this one guaranteed in your starting hand anyways with its Epiphany. But you can copy this one here, the card that creates you daggers. You get this Epiphany, and boom, you copy this card once or twice. Hella synergy increase. The same thing you can do, you get the Epiphany upgrade here for Vital Attack, and you copy this multiple times, right? That would increase your consistency with this kind of combination even further. Now, there is a downside to this strategy, because to obtain this is, you can't just go and obtain this right now, because you will have to do like really a giga grind. This is late game, after late game even, you might say, right? Of course you can obtain this, you can grind this out before you face the hardest content in the game, but there is a caveat, and that is that if you want to obtain this item right here, the Revelations of Futility, how you do this is, you have to find a specific area on this very specific planet. And this area, we tested it out, it shows up approximately once in every 23 runs. So this item here is extremely rare and hard to come by. It is of course a necessity. You have to have this item to make the combination as broken as it can be. So there you go. The other item and the characters are easy to obtain, but this item is absolutely not. And talking about this kind of stuff, I'm curious to find something out. And I have a question for you guys. And that question is, what is the reason that you play this game? Why didn't you drop this game? I'm asking this because the combat system here is pretty dumbed down and not deep whatsoever. That is of course a tremendously shitty thing for a game like this that is all about its combat system. If the combat is not good and doesn't hold up to so many other gacha games, then what would be the reason to play it, right? The characters? Not really. The characters are pretty soulless. They are very, very bad design. Even the voice acting, especially for the female characters, is rock bottom, right? Some characters here, especially the male characters, like Karen or something, they have an amazing voice actor, right? Here the voice acting is peak, but yeah, not for like the waifus, not for the female characters. For example, I play a lot of Veronica and I get an absolute headache listening to her. I even turn the volume off so I don't have to hear her anymore. It's unbearable, you know what I mean? And then even if you look at how these characters look, all of these, like most of the characters here in this game, they're just tits. Let's be honest. All of the female characters, all they have is huge boobs and that's it. There's no personality, there's nothing else, there's no beauty involved, nothing. It's just tits with a face on. And I mean, you know, character design is also very, very, very bad compared to most other gacha games. Again, there are a few examples here like Cassius, who is pretty well designed. I would even say Selena is quite well designed, even though this is also like Guna bait and yeah, a little bit on the furry side of things, just like Hugo is, right? But yeah, Healy designs are not too bad. But if you then look at this kind of crap, I mean, what the fuck is this? They gotta be kidding, right? So you don't play this game because of the combat system, and you don't play this game because of good character design. That is, I mean, that is impossible. Otherwise, you're playing the wrong game, and you should hit me up to give you some game recommendations so that you can move on to something better than that. And that's it, right? And there's more shitty things, of course, like this stamina, and yeah, you are pretty much aware of all the issues. So what is the reason why in the world do you play this game? For me personally, I can see a lot of people would look at this as a downside of the game as well. You know, that's why I'm so curious to find out what your guys' opinion is. Why do you play this game? Please leave a comment answering my question in the comment section down below. I'm pretty sure almost all of you will dodge that question, but I'm curious, and yeah, maybe you are talkative. For me, if I would need to answer this question, is that this is a gacha game, of course, and most gacha games, they have zero content. They turn into a maintain your account simulator pretty much instantly after a few days. There's nothing else to fucking do anymore. And Chaos Zero Nightmare is different in this aspect. The kind of heavy grind that you can put into here, the amount of mid-maxing that you can do by grinding out these planets, by getting your hands onto this specific equipment, that is what makes this game great to play for me personally. But I am a grinder. I am looking for content. I have in another game called Pokemon Unite, I'm a world record holder when it comes to something that you can grind out. Those are the ribbons in this game. And here Chaos Zero Nightmare has a deep and very steep content grind if you are about establishing true power and mid-maxing your characters out. And that is the reason why I keep playing this game still. So yeah, let me know what you think about all of this in the comment section down below. That's it for the video. If you like Chaos Zero Nightmare content in general, please consider leaving a follow on my channel. I would really appreciate it. But until next time, don't forget to join the Discord server. While you are in the description down below, where the link to the Discord server is, you can leave a follow on my Twitch channel as well, because I'm streaming my grind every single day. Today, for example, I've grinded this game for over 8 hours and my stream was like 11 hours long. So if you would like to join me there to hang out or talk to me a little bit about this video or about Chaos Zero Nightmare or whatever you like, please come in there and yeah, accompany me a little bit on my live stream. But until next time, take care of yourselves, have a great day, peace and love.